What kind of van ticks like a bomb in the middle of a quiet suburb? Not metaphorically, actually ticking, like it's counting down to chaos. That's what Lisa Harper heard as she pressed her ear against the cold metal side of a white, windowless van parked suspiciously close to the tennis courts in Maple Grove. The neighborhood was dead silent, the kind of safe, suburban silence where the biggest scandal is a misaligned mailbox. Lisa, president of the Maple Grove Homeowners Association, was on patrol, her beige minivan gliding through the cul-de-sacs like a shark sniffing for blood. She wasn't just looking for trouble, she was hunting it. And this van? It screamed trouble. Lisa's heels clicked with purpose as she approached, her clipboard clutched like a knight's shield. She'd memorized every license plate in the neighborhood during a long winter when the Decorative Rocks Committee had nothing to do. This van didn't belong. No parking pass, no decals, no nothing. Just pure, unadulterated criminal intent, or so she thought. She knocked on the window with the back of her pen. Silence. She knocked again. Nothing. Her walkie-talkie, bought after binge-watching one too many cop shows, crackled as she whispered. Code violet. Suspicious vehicle in Sector 8. MOVYing to engage. The only response was a confused bark from her Yorkie's dog sitter. Lisa rolled her eyes, grabbed an HOA warning sticker, and started scribbling. Saw improperly parked. Violates Article 6, Section 4B. Threat to community aesthetics. Saw. Then she heard Ida click, sharp and mechanical. Her heart skipped. Was this a bomb? Or better yet, her ticket to the evening news? She stepped back, sticker in hand, when the van's sliding door burst open with a hydraulic hiss. 5 figures in black tactical gear spilled out, rifles slung, night vision goggles flipped up, radios spitting static. Lisa yelped, dropping her sticker, but not her nerve. She thrust her HOA badge forward like it could stop bullets. Excuse me. You can't park here without a permit. One of the men raised what looked like a battering ram. Lisa raised her clipboard. Nobody blinked. 12 hours earlier, Lisa had been waging war on uneven mailbox heights, sipping from her oversized Saw Don't Make Me Call the HOA Saw mug. Her minivan, nicknamed the Rule Enforcer by neighbors who whispered it behind her back, rolled through Maple Grove like a pastel tank. She was itching for a fight, and that van parked just beyond the blooming cherry trees gave her one. She whipped into a U-turn, narrowly missing a lawn gnome, and skidded to a halt. Strutting toward the van, she felt like a sheriff in a western, hips swinging with CIVYC fury. The ticking was louder now, deliberate. Lisa's mind raced. She considered retreating, but the thought of being the hero who uncovered a plot was too tempting. Then the doors flew open, and those armed men poured out. Lisa screamed not from fear, but from outrage. Are you from Lot 17? Is this Amazon? What kind of flash mob is this? The lead agent, a buzz-cut man with a face carved from distrust, yanked off his helmet. Ma'am, this is a federal operation. Step back, Saw now, Saw. Lisa blinked, scanning his gear for fakes. Federal? Like the government? Is this about the bird feeder fiasco? I told Martha those pigeons were on drugs. Ma'am, Saw, step away, Saw. Lisa didn't budge. She pointed a manicured nail at the van. You're in violation of Maple Grove HOA codes. No registration, no parking sticker, no guest pass. You're telling me this is a government op, and not one of you filed a VY CITER form? The agent, later identified as Agent Cole, stared like he was debating handcuffs or a tranquilizer. His earpiece crackled, saw Operation Shadow compromised. CIVY Leon on site. Saw Lisa's jaw dropped. Operation Shadow? Is this about the poker game in the dog park? I saw news Saw Tuesdays at 6 were shady. Cole raised a hand, and his team scattered, 2 sprinting toward the neighborhood's east exit, one vanishing behind a shrub, another pulling some ninja-level fade into the shadows. Lisa, ever the amateur sleuth, tailed Cole as he stalked toward the sidewalk. Wait. Is Maple Grove in danger? Should I activate the emergency potluck? He spun on her. This is an active criminal investigation. You just blew weeks of surveillance. Who are you? She flashed her badge. Lisa Harper, HOA president. Cole stared at it, then at her, like it might suddenly make sense. You're a CIVY Lien. Lisa smirked. I'm the saw here. Then she swooned, not a full faint, just a dramatic flop into her azaleas, her clipboard sailing like a white flag. Her last thought before hitting the mulch? Saw should have worn my tactical scarf. Saw. When she came to, the van was gone, the team vanished. All that remained was a black glove and a pamphlet. Saw what to do when you accidentally interfere with federal operations. Saw. Lisa sat up, leaves in her hair, eyes blazing. This was bigger than the inflatable Santa ban of 2021. Maple Grove was under siege, and she was all in. The next morning, Lisa recounted her tale to her book club's group chat, but their silence, probably jealousy over her bravery, only fueled her. She stormed into the HOA clubhouse, pretending to organize neighborhood watch flyers but really waiting for Cole. Surely, he'd return for a debrief, maybe a medal. Hours passed. 3 lemon waters, 1 protein bar, nothing. Then the door opened. A tall woman in a dark suit stepped in. Lisa leapt up, nearly toppling the recycling bin. You're with them, right? Tell Agent Cole Ivory VYU'd our bylaws. Operation Shadow would run smoother through the HOA. I've got a megaphone. The woman didn't smile. Mrs. Harper, I'm Agent Diaz. We need to talk. Lisa's chest swelled. A briefing. She gestured to a leather armchair. Let's debrief. I've got notes. Diaz laid out blurry photos, men exchanging packages, familiar hedges. Lisa gasped. That's behind Lot 36. That's where Tom Bradley lives. I saw his roses were too perfect. Diaz sighed. We've been watching this neighborhood for months. There's an arms trafficking ring under your nose. We think someone on your board is involved. Lisa blinked. The board? Our board? The biggest crime here is Ellen's meatloaf surprise at potlucks. Arms trafficking? We don't even allow unapproved porch lights. We need an insider. Someone who knows the gossip, the routines. Lisa sat taller. You want me undercover? No. Just keep snooping and asking questions. Lisa grinned. Same thing. 10 minutes later, she was back in her minivan, heart pounding. A CIVY Lien spy, a suburban 007. She called an emergency HOA meeting, claiming it was about lighting ordinances. The board showed up, grumpy but curious. Ellen, the treasurer with a stack of suspicious Costco receipts, spread out pie charts. Lisa cleared her throat. Before we tackle solar gnomes, let's talk security. Strange vehicles, weird deliveries that never get picked up. Anyone else notice? Tom raised an eyebrow. Lisa, are you saying we're under attack by porch pirates? I'm saying, she said slowly, not everyone here is who they seem. Ellen scoffed. If this is about my sister's RV last week, you already find me. Lisa ignored her. We need a distraction to flush them out. I propose bingo night. That Friday, the clubhouse was packed: plastic chips, lukewarm punch, mystery casseroles. Lisa assigned seats to keep suspects in VYEW. Her ears were sharp, her eyes sharper. Ellen was too chatty. Tom was twitchy. The guy from Lot 17 kept taking calls outside. Then she heard it, behind the snack table. The tulips bloom at midnight. The reply. Only if the soil's well tended. Lisa nearly dropped her cheese cubes. A code phrase straight out of a spy flick. She crept closer, but Ellen screamed, pointing at the bathroom hallway. Smoke poured from under the door. The fire alarm wailed. Chaos erupted, chairs toppled, neighbors fled. Lisa's Yorkie, Muffin, barked like a tiny general. Lisa lost the suspects in the panic. She burst into the bathroom. No fire, just a smoke bomb. The window was open, and on the sink sat a single card, the Queen of Hearts. A message? A threat? Agent Cole appeared in the haze. I said observe, not play detective. Lisa spun. They're real. A code phrase, a smoke bomb, that's strategy. He nodded barely. You're not totally useless. High praise. By midnight, the police called it a prank. Neighbors grumbled about teens and bad punch. Ellen swore off events without shrimp. Lisa sat in her minivan, staring at the Queen of Hearts. She'd crack this, even if it took every citation in her arsenal. Lisa barely slept. The code, the smoke, the card haunted her. Saw the tulips bloom at midnight. Saw Who Says That. Criminals in khakis, that's who, hiding guns behind rose bushes. She baked a cherry pie, the perfect cover to snoop. First stop, Lot 9C, home of Clara West, the quiet librarian who never came to events and once asked to install a birdhouse. Lisa didn't trust people who were saw polite. Clara opened the door, her cardigan dotted with embroidered daisies, looking like she hadn't spoken to anyone since 2019. Lisa? Is my fence too tall? Lisa smiled. No issues. Just sharing pie. Community spirit. Clara hesitated but let her in. Lisa scanned the foyer neat books, a shiny file cabinet. While Clara fetched plates, Lisa spotted a notepad with an unfamiliar address. She snapped a photo, slipping back just as Clara returned. They chatted about squirrels and mulch, but Lisa kept circling back to bingo night. Wild, right? That smoke bomb? Any guesses who did it? Clara frowned. Smoke bomb? I was shelvying books late. Didn't know about it. Lisa nodded, but her gut screamed. If Clara wasn't there, she didn't say the code. One suspect down. In her minivan, Lisa punched the address into her GPS. It led to a warehouse by an old nursery. She parked across the street, watching. Ordinary cars, a sedan, a minivan, a truck with gardening tools. Then a man in a Maple Grove maintenance uniform exited, carrying a clipboard and fake flowers. Lisa knew him, Jake, the HOA's landscaper, always in sunglasses. She tailed him, keeping her distance. He reached the truck, removed his shades, and in the mirror, she saw another man in the back seat, handing something over. Lisa's photos were shaky, but she got them. A honk from a pizza guy made her jump, and she crashed into a hedge. Not her finest hour, but she escaped. That night, she summoned Cole to her house, offering pie he ignored. Your arms ring's real. I've got proof. She showed the photos, the address, Jake. Cole studied them, almost impressed. You went alone? I also found 6 bylaw violations last week, but here we are. He nodded. That's Jake Carter. He's deeper in than we thought. Lisa glowed. So I'm right? Do I get a badge? No, but she didn't care. She had a lead. Next, she hit the community garden. Jake always lingered there, claiming irrigation checks. The old shed was locked, but Lisa, armed with a bobby pin and YouTube courage, picked it. Inside, tools, soil, and a crate with strange lettering and a barcode. Her breath hitched. This wasn't fertilizer. She reached for her phone, but a click stopped her. Jake stood in the doorway, sunglasses off, eyes cold. You shouldn't be here, Mrs. Harper. She smiled, stalling. Neither should illegal weapons. Or are these really sharp hoes? He stepped closer. You're too nosy. Lisa backed up, her foot hitting metal. I'm just a volunteer. Then volunteer to forget this. A flash bang exploded outside, blinding and deafening. Lisa hit the dirt, ears ringing. Shadows moved, shouts rang out. Jake was tackled. Cole loomed, offering a hand. I said stay out of it. Lisa grinned, dizzy but triumphant. And I said I'm the HOA? At the spring fling, Lisa set a fruit tray on the refreshment table, a Trojan horse of grapes and cheese cubes. Under pastel balloons and a too cheerful lemonade stand, a coup brewed. Lisa hadn't meant to become Maple Grove's last stand. She just wanted uniform lawn ornaments. But now, wearing her gold-embroidered HOA sash, she was in deep. Agent Cole, disguised as a caterer, manned the punch. Dan from Lot 11, a retired chef with a knack for dodging bingo questions, leaned by the grill. Muffin, in a GPS-tracked vest, was ready. Operation Garden Gala was live. The enemy, the Order of Rule, a rogue HOA faction wanting total control, no votes, just fear and fertilizer. Lisa had overheard their name while spying on Ellen in the clubhouse closet. The real traitor wasn't Jake or Tom, it was Clara West, the librarian who never complained, always plotting. As Clara took the stage, microphone in hand, Lisa's suspicions locked in. "Good afternoon, neighbors," Clara purred, her voice like poisoned honey. "Let's celebrate our community and its future." Lisa glanced at Cole. He nodded. Dan gripped his spatula like a blade. Clara went on. "We're crushed by forms, complaints, and leaders obsessed with looks. Today that ends." Figures moved, Jake somehow back, Ellen with her jello mold lies, and 3 others with fake smiles. Clara raised a hand. "Today, the Order of Rule takes Maple Grove." Lisa grabbed a megaphone. "You're nuts! This isn't a dictatorship, it's a block party." Clara smirked. "Isn't it? You find kids for chalk, Lisa." "Was that freedom?" Lisa faltered. "Chalk leads to anarchy." The crowd stirred. Lemonade spilled. Tension snapped. Clara nodded to Jake, who pulled a remote like to VYC. Lisa's gut screamed, saw nothing good comes from garage openers and VY Lane hands. Saw she lunged, yelling, "Now!" Cole vaulted the punch table. Muffin leapt, a yipping missile. Dan hurled hot dogs like bombs. Jake hit the button, and every sprinkler erupted, soaking the chaos. Lisa chased Clara through toppled chairs, her sash snagging on a flagpole. She ripped free, DVYing into the hedge maze she'd designed, a European nightmare, now her prison. Inside, the world shrank. Wet hedges loomed, mulch slick with betrayal. Lisa sprinted, hitting a dead end. She cursed her own aesthetic genius. Turning, she saw Clara, holding a stun gun. "It didn't have to end like this, Lisa." Lisa raised her clipboard. "You brought a weapon to an HOA fight." Clara stepped closer. "I brought VY Shaun. You brought fines and flamingo hate." Lisa threw the clipboard at missed. Muffin, catching up, bit Clara's ankle. Clara yelped, dropping the VYC. Lisa tackled her into a hedge, clawing like book club rivals. Cole and backup arrived, cuffing Clara as she muttered about bylaws and power. Lisa sat in the dirt, sash soaked, muffin wagging. "We need to ban mazes," she told Cole. That night, on her porch was sangria and a snoring muffin, Lisa reflected. The order was gone, the FBI had taken over. Cole offered her a liaison role. She refused. She didn't need badges, just her rules, her streets, and the thrill of SAVYing Maple Grove with a clipboard and a Yorkie. 2 weeks later, another white van appeared. Lisa marched out, citation ready. The driver rolled down his window. "Ma'am, it's just a couch delivery." Lisa squinted. "Got a parking permit?"